The Payment Council that's been put together by Algorand really brings together a really eclectic group of people from the aid sector, private organizations, a little bit of policy and donors. And we think it's the right group of people to really think through the decisions that are necessary to pragmatically, safely implement blockchain technology for aid delivery. And there's a lot to be done there. And I think for us, joining this group is a great forum for us to be able to support that initiative and add our 2 cents on how we think it can best be done. Blockchain's potential over the next 5 years is, for us, fascinating. It's what we're trying to bring to this group is a perspective where the rails on which the global financial ecosystems already moving money are starting to transition heavily towards the use of stablecoins and blockchain. It's happening behind the scenes. And so when we build out technology at CoalaPay, our focus isn't on bringing blockchain first. It's on keeping it in the background and materializing those benefits, the efficiencies of time, cost savings. And so in the next 5 years, as the ecosystem continues to expand, we probably expect that it'll also continue to mature, become better, have better solutions, have reduced costs, and allow us to implement it more expansively and in better ways for supporting aid delivery. Some of the big problems that we aim to solve today with blockchain-based solutions and cross-border payments is how complex it is to move money in and across the world. We like to think about it at CoalaPay like highway systems. The rails that connect the US to Europe are like a superhighway, but the same rails the banking rails that try to connect you to, say, Rwanda or Sudan are like, a patch gravel road that goes up a mountain. Blockchain rails bring the ability to move money over basically internet and light speed, even to the most difficult places of the world, as long as we can connect it to that local last mile piece. So what it's really allowing us to do is to simplify and create much faster ways of getting money to where it's most needed so that, every dollar that's provided for aid is reaching those that need it most. But we see from, benefits of on-chain payments thus far, especially when we apply them to what we consider to be institutional or treasury payments, or back office payments, the ones that people don't see, that aren't exciting, is that really covers the totality of the amount of aid that flows across the world. And if we can apply the efficiencies of blockchain, particularly those reductions in time, 99% faster time, 85% cheaper, potentially an increase in local value delivered, if we can apply that to that total of aid that's being moved in those back office payment channels, we can increase significantly how much we can do with the existing money that's there. And right now, with such major cuts in the aid sector, we think that's a fundamental and almost necessary choice. When we think about how blockchain technology can change the life of people at endpoint, we look at it from a perspective of choice, dignity, and respect for people's sort of the ability to define how they want to transact and how they want to interact in the local economies. We've seen the effects of trying to deploy innovative blockchain technologies right to people, and sometimes it can go terribly wrong. People may not be ready, they may not want it, they may not trust it. In the instances where they do want it and they are ready and they're able, we've seen that it can significantly increase their ability to transact and engage locally. And so the way we come at it from CoalaPay and what the perspective that we try to bring onto the Payment Council is that we shouldn't just look at last miles for payments and the way that we improve people's lives through aid. We should really look at how we connect blockchain-based payments with trusted last miles that people already utilize today. The day today was I think, really excellent discussions that allowed us to frame what's happening in the aid sector, what is the private sector already doing and moving, and where can we start to see implementation that's happening now beyond pilots. The key message we try to leave to the forum today was the time for pilots in blockchain space is past. Implementation of blockchain adoption and stablecoins is happening at $1 trillion a month rates across the private sector in the world. And we need to bring that to the aid sector and make sure we're not left behind. And so my favorite part of today was really trying to bring that conversation grounding to challenge the people at the forum to say, okay, well, what's it going to take for us to do this? Algorand's convening power to bring this group of people together to meet face-to-face is a fundamental part of the impact that this forum has. There's people here like Nigel from the HesabPay team, who I've been working with since 2021 and had never personally met. And the ability that we have now to sit together, to exchange, to really see each other and understand each other's perspectives beyond what might see on a screen, I think it's a key change enabler, and it creates the networks that we need. Because in the end, change management is really about the networks that people create and the trust that's built. And I think face-to-face interactions like this allow us to build trust and human capital that can do it right.